Across the Mediterranean, wild boars have become a growing threat, devastating farmland and upsetting the delicate balance of local ecosystems. One of the regions hit hardest is Calcula Hill, a lush, hilly landscape now scarred by the damage caused by these elusive animals. Hidden beneath dense vegetation, wild boars have wreaked havoc, with estimated losses climbing into the millions. To combat the crisis, a team of expert trackers and hunters was called in. Before the first light of day reached the hills, the team had already taken up strategic positions. A gentle morning mist cloaked the area as trained dogs moved silently through tall grass and tangled underbrush, sniffing out the slightest signs of movement. Then, a shadow stirred, an adult boar broke from the brush. As it tried to escape, a swift and precise shot brought it down instantly. It was a critical success in the mission to protect the vulnerable farmlands of Calcula. Not far away, another seasoned team ventured deeper into the forest. Navigating rocky paths and thick woodland, they spread out, scanning for subtle disturbances. Moments later, a boar burst from cover, charging through the terrain. Shots rang out, each one calculated, tracking the animal's path. Within seconds, the chase ended. In high-pressure moments like these, composure and sharp focus make all the difference. Further south, in the mountainous region of Calabria, wild boars have adapted to the rugged environment, using steep inclines and forest cover to avoid detection. At sunrise, another coordinated group of hunters arrived on site and quickly fanned out across the slopes. From a lookout point, a lone boar was spotted. Oblivious to the team's presence, the animal wandered within range. One clean, silent shot ended the encounter, proof of the power of patience and precision in the field. In a separate effort, a heavily equipped unit ventured into one of the region's most challenging forests. Rather than waiting in open areas, they moved directly into the dense, unpredictable heart of the woods. It was here that another wild boar appeared. Without hesitation, a focused shot was delivered, stopping the animal in its tracks before it could react. Other efforts involved trained hunting dogs working alongside their handlers. One particular incident unfolded at the forest's edge, where a wild boar weighing nearly 400 pounds attempted to break free from an encirclement. Although it briefly escaped into the trees, it was intercepted before further damage could occur. In rural Turkey, the issue has grown especially urgent. Local communities have reported persistent crop destruction and livestock disturbance caused by wild boars. Despite traditional deterrents, the problem continued. In response, hunters joined forces with residents to launch a more coordinated pursuit. The first ambush of the day began as several shapes were spotted emerging from the tree line. A startled boar bolted through the underbrush. Several shots were required before it was finally brought down. Immediately after, the team repositioned as the rest of the herd moved unpredictably through the rugged terrain. Long-range shots posed a significant challenge, but thanks to accurate aim and coordination, multiple targets were neutralized in quick succession. Soon after, another silhouette appeared. A swift, clean shot ended the threat before it could vanish. In another section of the forest, a different boar made a sudden appearance. A shot was fired but missed. However, another member of the team positioned downhill responded effectively, securing the area with a successful hit. The loud barking of dogs alerted the group to a hidden target. This boar proved exceptionally elusive, slipping through narrow paths and thick foliage. Despite concentrated efforts, it managed to escape, leaving behind a sense of urgency and determination. The team pressed on, scaling rocky terrain in search of more signs. From an elevated view, a herd of wild boars was seen charging downhill. Reacting quickly, the group split up and closed off possible escape routes. As the boars emerged from the tree line, coordinated shots were fired. 2 were immediately brought down. The search continued, with the team convinced more boars were still nearby. Suddenly, a large boar, driven by the relentless pursuit of the dogs, broke through the underbrush. Its size and behavior marked it as a particularly formidable opponent. Wild boars are known for their strength, speed, and remarkable agility. In many forested regions across Europe, particularly in places like Transylvania, these animals have caused significant damage to farmlands, often overnight. In response, local communities have adopted traditional hunting practices as a seasonal necessity. especially during the rainy months when wild boars frequently descend from the hills. In one particular instance, a hunting team was assembled after fresh signs of destruction were found near the forest edge. The region's residents, familiar with the routine, prepared their equipment and joined forces to protect their livelihoods. The hunting grounds were challenging, dense forests filled with dry underbrush and hidden paths. Behind any bush, a wild boar, weighing up to 100 kilograms, could be waiting. Guided by locals with deep knowledge of the terrain and animal habits, the team carefully advanced. The first encounter occurred on a steep slope where a wild boar charged down. With a clear shot, the animal was quickly brought down, marking a successful start to the day. However, confidence in such environments must be tempered with caution. During an ambush, a sudden sound signaled another nearby animal. With limited time and no margin for error, a shot was taken, and the moment passed in a rush of adrenaline. Despite experience, these encounters continued to provoke a heightened sense of awareness. As the group continued, the hunting dogs indicated the presence of another target hidden within dense vegetation. After waiting patiently, the animal revealed itself. A single, well-placed shot ensured an immediate and humane result. Navigating carefully through the brush, the team located the wild boar, now still among the tall grass. Later that afternoon, the dry rustle of leaves signaled yet another approach. From the shadows, a wild boar emerged. A precise and timely response neutralized the threat instantly. Though several encounters had already occurred, the team remained vigilant, hopeful for one final success before returning. While walking back along a forest path, another opportunity presented itself. A wild boar appeared unexpectedly. Through the scope, its movements were tracked patiently until it stepped into range. A clean shot followed, bringing the day's efforts to a close with a final, decisive moment. The night before, the expedition had been spent near a small fire in a modest shelter at the edge of the forest. Concerns about increased wild boar activity had grown in recent weeks. The animals had become more daring and adaptive, prompting the team to enter the forest with care, preparedness, and mutual trust. Each hunting session began with a careful study of the terrain. The forest edge, where the open field meets dense woodland, was chosen as the primary ambush site. Early morning hours are a known feeding time for wild boars, and soon enough, a large male emerged. Oblivious to its surroundings, it walked directly into position. After remaining motionless for nearly half an hour, one of the hunters executed a single, effective shot, ending the encounter quickly and cleanly. Close observation and patience proved essential. With favorable cover but shifting wind conditions, sudden movements were avoided to prevent detection. Eventually, a group of wild boars passed nearby. Although some dispersed before a clear shot could be taken, deeper in the forest, more opportunities emerged. At one point, a large group of boars appeared unexpectedly. The angle was difficult, and after a few unsuccessful attempts, the group chose not to pursue further. However, the sense of anticipation remained strong. Later, while positioned behind a tree, another wild boar appeared at close range. A swift and accurate response ended the encounter with minimal disruption. Soon after, loud barking signaled another presence. Though a shot was fired, it was too late, and the animal escaped. Continuing down a narrow game trail, the team remained alert. In such environments, danger can emerge from any direction. Acting on instinct, a hunter turned just in time to see movement through the trees. One well-timed shot brought the encounter to an end. The wild boar dropped where it stood. In the end, success in such hunts often comes down to a combination of skill, awareness, and instinct. A single sound, a subtle movement, or an intuitive reaction can make the difference between a missed opportunity and a successful conclusion.